Hi, it's David at Art of David Smith. So this week, as you know, is Pets Week. So what I've got here, 3 circles, and we're going to use these to form my pet. Now, a couple of years ago, I worked on a book called Deefer and Pat, A Day at the Beach. And one of the favourite dogs that I've drawn featured in this book. So what I've done is I'm kind of splitting this top circle, which will eventually form the face. So there's going to be obviously an eye at this side and an eye at the other side. So yeah, so my favourite dog that I've drawn for any of the books that I've worked on was this one called Pat. So I thought I would draw it for you today. So Pat was quite a shaggy, fluffy dog, and in the story it goes his neighbour is a dachshund, a sausage dog, and he's a puppy, so he kind of gets himself into a bit of trouble, and Pat's his wise neighbour who kind of helps him out, gets him out of trouble. So with obviously the split in the face, now I'm going to form, he has quite a large moustache, so I'm using that split down the face, so that's my guide to where he's obviously his moustache, the middle of the moustache will end up being. And as I say, he's quite a shaggy dog, so it's quite loose fur what I'm drawing around him. But I'm essentially using this top circle to form his face around. So again, it's using simple shapes to form these characters, and it's a great exercise for anybody wanting to get better at drawing characters like this or other characters in books. Is look for the basic shapes in the face. So if you refer to the Scooby-Doo video what I did, it was a large triangle for his face, and then obviously this one is a series of circles what I was working on. So what Pat's got is a neckerchief as well in the book, so I'm going to pop that neckerchief on him. So just need to get this bottom jaw in place. There we go. Now some of you might have seen the book when I came to do the visit to the school. Teeth on the bottom of his jaw there. Just improve the nose. Obviously I'll shade it and colour it off a camera after we're done, but at least you'll get the feeling for the camera what I'm up to. So obviously again this week we've had a lot of you join in with the art challenge, so there's another bunch of really nice pictures to put up at the end of the video, so stay tuned to see your work on there. next week, we've already pulled the subject out of the hat. Next week is going to be dinosaurs. So hopefully a lot of you will get involved with that one again. Love seeing all your artwork, so please join in. Keep spreading the word as well. Get your friends to join in, and your parents as well. Everybody who certainly had a go at the unicorn pictures, that was great. So what we've got now is have him lifting up this front paw. And again, when I was coming up with the idea for Pat, I'd got some reference photographs from the author for both Deefa and Pat, and then I was given free rein to come up with ideas for how the dogs would look. So again, it was a good starting point to use the basic shapes to try and come up with a pair of dogs which look like the real characters, but also would be nice characters for the eventual book. And again, another great exercise is try turning your own pets into cartoon characters and see how they turn out. So there's lots of reference out there for all sorts of different cartoons. So you've obviously got Disney's and things like that, Warner Brothers. Watch some of those cartoons, see how they alter animals to make them more cutesy and fuzzy and stuff like that for cartoons, and try doing the same thing with your own pets. So it's a great exercise, and it's how I learn and how many people learn when they do these kind of things. Popped him on the floor, on a bit of grass growing. It was nice to have a little bit of interest. Put them into some sort of situation. I'm just going to put this back leg in. Well, we're going to keep it quite loose detailed. I'm just going to shade that in there because it's obviously behind. I want to draw a lot of attention to that. So hopefully you're all keeping yourself busy during the lockdown, and it's now Easter holidays, so everybody's relaxing a little bit more, not so much classwork going on, but you can still do your drawings. Okay, so I think we're about there before I start inking it. What I'm going to do is, I've got my eyes set just a little bit too high there, so again, because I've only drawn them in quite lightly, I can drop them back down to where they should be until I'm happy. So there you go, there's Pat. Now again, like with the other drawings, I'll take my Sharpie, loosely around the outside, and as I already mentioned, he's quite shaggy and quite furry, so Just going to keep this nice and loose. Come into the eyes, black those right out, keep the highlights. Same with the nose, keep the highlight. And then when I work into the middle, I'll swap out to my fine liner again and put those finer details in, finer hairs, things like that. So again, it gives him real presence then on the paper. And what I won't do is I won't fully black that back leg in, because I want to shade that in. When I get it onto the computer. So again, onto the chest. Just quickly put this bandana in as well while we're at it. So it's quite loose with this style of the dog because of how furry he was. Just going to put this floor in as well. You can go quite thick under there because eventually when I'm colouring it in I'm going to put a shadow under there. So what I'll do is quickly swap out to my fine liner. And I'm just going to put the finer details in there. Excuse me while I just get comfortable. So again, we can now work into him a little bit more with the finer detail. But by working in this kind of style with these thicker and thinner lines, so it gives a real dynamic feel to the dog and to everything else that we've coloured in this way as well. Gives them that real cartoony presence on the page. So the grass, a few stones on the floor as well. Okay, so as I draw this now to a close, as I've already mentioned, next week is dinosaurs. It'd be lovely to see a whole bunch of you get involved in that one. Any style, serious, funny, doesn't matter. Just take part, enjoy yourself, and join in. As I've mentioned, spread the word. Don't forget to subscribe. But there you have him. There's Pat. That's for Pet Week. And there was the original book, Deefa and Pat, which was released a couple of years ago. But thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Keep drawing. I'll set you on the next video, hopefully with your dinosaurs. But look after yourselves, and thank you very much. Bye bye.